Welcome back to James Revealed, where I reveal all the good gaming news along with my bods, maybe someday soon. Who knows? Sky's the limit when it comes to this type of stuff and how long I do this. So, I did not plan this out in the sense of I did not create this in advance. So, um, I have news and stuff to cover. It's just I mean, we're gonna have to give it a little bit of time while other people jump on in. Hello, Posha, Pashu. I am sorry, I killed that name, Posha. Welcome, Wolf. How is it going? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Do I need to turn up the volume? I feel like I need to turn up the volume. Pump up that volume. We're gonna a couple of more peeps trickle on in before we slap into the news. If that's how I'm gonna phrase that, I don't think I'm gonna choose that in the, in the future. How's everyone doing? How are you? I just need to make sure that I'm not going crazy with all everything. Okay. What up, Loris? Welcome. Okay, my mic sounds good. Awesome. Glad to hear. Pashua. Okay, Pashua. Thank you for letting me know. Dark Knight, welcome. Okay, well, a couple more people trickle on in. There's a couple of good little news items today, including we're going to be going over the Deck Revealed project towards the end. We launched into beta, and I think it was a little rocky, but I feel like sometimes when you launch and have a bunch of people test it, you always uncover things that you just couldn't, catch right away. And I guess we could kind of mirror that with releasing of video games lately, how some games are just buggier than others. We can talk about that in the parallelisms between me releasing something and the gaming industry releasing something. Also, Starfield is getting a release date, which is pretty awesome actually. And let's watch that reveal trailer and we'll see all about that. I don't even think it's that big of a reveal trailer, but we'll watch it. Steam Deck 2 is coming out, but when? And we're gonna cover a little bit of that too in an article. And so we're gonna have a good old time, I think, for the next hour. So, um, yeah, well, Steam Deck 2. Steam Deck 2, not today. I'll just give a little hint. It's not coming this year. It's probably not coming next year. But Valve likes to change their mind. So take everything that we see with a grain of salt, I would say. Let me just pull up the video. So we can watch it in a little bit. Slap this on over here. Anthony, welcome. Ronnie, thanks again for all the updates. Yeah, no problem. It's I really enjoy all the feedback. I think it's been pretty constructive so far, and yeah, I have a lot more that needs to be worked on, of course. Welcome, LoJack. How's it going? Oh, thanks for the heads up. I'm all ears. Sounds good. Okay, so first up, if you have any questions, make sure to save them until the end of. Well, you can ask them now. If they're questions pertaining to what we're going to talk about, go for it. If they are questions for you want to ask at the end about Steam Deck or uh, just anything else, also you could try it now, but the best time would be towards the end in answering questions and chatting about that type of stuff. What? Okay. And if you have any good news, also throw it out there too. I'm always open to good news. Maybe Wolf can ping it my way. LoJack, is the revealed login working on the app? Yes, it is. The revealed login is it's a little bit of a hard thing to say in the sense of it's not the same thing you signed up with Patreon or the Deck Revealed website. You need to create a new account, but with you, LoJack, you might if you signed in with Google, then I need to recreate your account or I need to delete your account and you need to re-sign up. I'm using the Games Revealed server. I didn't want to go through creating all the tables, everything, and a lot of the stuff I was using over there transfer over to the Deck Revealed app. It made sense. And in relations to showing it on screen, this is what LoJack was talking about. Okay. Windy Watch. Did you try recording with Decky plugins? I did not. I need to. I know there is one, and I've tried it in the past, and it was not great. It crashed. I recorded for a little bit, and then after like 5 minutes, it crashed the whole deck. And so I have thought about adding a screen recorder into the app, into the Deck Revealed app. As I don't think it would take much for me to write essentially what it would be a script in that would be a script. It'd be an integration into another library that exists in Linux to allow for that. So Wolf face reveal. Wolf, are you going to give us a face reveal? Yeah, LoJack, we can get on that later. Yeah, the login's been one of the biggest issues for some. So, especially if you were an existing user, it probably has to do with maybe you signed up with Google. Okay, let's jump into some news today. Let's jump into the Steam Deck. Actually, let's see. Man, let me. Google, stop sending me those ads. Damn it. Okay. Let's go on over to add auto screen video to stream. Blah, 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 blah. We are going to go and share entire screen. Okay. There we go. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. So first up, there's multiple articles on this, and I'm even thinking about writing one up on Deck Reveal or on James Reveal. I need to stop with that joke. With Games Revealed. So hey Soy, how's it going? Okay. A powerful Steam Deck is years away, Valve says. The Steam Deck is here to stay. Which sure. Okay, that's a title. We've had this title. I feel like we've had multiple stuff like this over the last year. Speculations. I've created at least 3 videos on speculating when the Steam Deck 2 is coming out. Steam Deck. How long we're having this? We're gonna have the Steam Deck. I think still it's my bet is the end of 2024 is when we're gonna at the bare minimum get a reveal when it's gonna come out, to which it could come out in the beginning of 2025. I don't think because with the way the APU and way AMD technology is, I think a 20 to 30% increase in performance is just enough to bump us into VR territory and a lot. And then plus on top of that, USB 4. There's and I want to do I'm going to do a video on this soon. There are so many just little things that just bumping up to a Steam Deck 2 would solve that are hurting the essentially extensibility of the Steam Deck. There's so many things we could do more if we just had USB 4. So, with this, it appears that Valve is in no rush to release a more powerful version of the Steam Deck just yet. Currently, the Steam, and this comes from an article, by the way, with our favorite. Oh, this does not include as much as I was hoping it would, but with our favorite designer, Lawrence. Um, okay, sorry, we'll go. Okay, we'll start over. It appears that Valve is in no rush to release more powerful version of the Steam Deck just yet. Currently, the Steam Deck can run over 8,000 games spanning indie titles to more hardware-intense games such as Elden Ring and Cyberpunk 2077. In a recent interview, Valve engineer Pierre Lou Griffiths told I can't pronounce it. I think that's right. I looked these up to pronounce it. It's something like that. Okay, told Rock Paper Shotgun that he believes that the Steam Deck has the potential to be a solid target throughout the generation. Griffiths then explains how Valve plans to improve Steam Deck specs, but the work involved is trickier than the typical deck UX tweaks developers have had to do for games that already perform well. In the same interview, Valve designer Lawrence Yang echoes Griffiths' thoughts on the Steam Deck's longevity by explaining how he feels that a true next-gen deck with a significant bump in horsepower wouldn't be for a few years. This makes sense because the Steam Deck has only been out for a little over a year. Now, I will have to say, uh, there's some exceptions here. This is not a true console. This is not a Switch. People treat it like that. Switch and consoles like PlayStation, Xbox have iterative software where, or yeah, it's operating systems, I should say. So with each major new um, release comes a new release of the operating system, typically, or an super extensive change to the operating system. A lot of changes come with each new generation. The Steam Deck, because it is a PC, and there's no getting around that. You can, I feel like, iterate quicker, and if they keep it within the AMD realm, it's not too difficult. Meaning the next APU, if it's AMD and holds to much of the same, and it will, like if let's say not this APU generation with the 6800U, but the 7800 or the 88, if let's say if we get to that point, it won't be architecture. Okay, well, I don't think the 6800 or the 7800 will be architecturally very different. The drivers and all that will um, probably still need to be written specifically for those APUs, but it will still run well in SteamOS, meaning the stuff they're doing now most likely will not be very difficult for the next Steam Deck to perform. That's why I don't think an iteration, especially if they're controlling the narrative of their own SteamOS, their own OS, is going to be as big a deal. Where you have these other companies like Ioneo, Ein, they're doing their iterations like every 6 months. It feels like that is way too often. It's going to kill those brands off eventually if they're not careful. The I I do think the Steam Deck hurts them in some ways, and then also Steam Deck helps them a little bit. It shows more validity that people want these things in the realm of portability. Like, I don't think Ioneo or Ion were doing like amazing before the Steam Deck. I think they were doing fine. Steam Deck comes out, I think puts more emphasis and more people are getting into the portable PC gaming realm and want a little bit more powerful PC. So they go to these other devices. I think they have some unique stuff to them. I think they're good, but they're we'll see how long they last if they're doing these iterations too quickly and not actually focusing on the software. Case in point, the Ioneo Airs, like the one I have, the software on it that's for Windows sucks. It's horrible. I tried it recently, and I see reviews of people liking the software. I've never had it really work okay. Like the Deck Reveal project, is it buggy? Yes. Does the installing certain things not work for some people? Yes. But at least it doesn't lag and just not work. Where with the Ioneo Air, that one just, yeah, they really need to work on their software, and it's really just integrating, even if it's just Steam supporting SteamOS. They have a similar architecture. Ioneo Air runs SteamOS amazingly, and so at the end of the day, I think Valve could easily get away with a 2-year cycle. I think that's enough to get about a 20 to 30%, maybe 50% bump. Well, honestly, this next bump is going to be about a 50 to 60% bump. A 1 year cycle, if we were talking about today, going from the Steam Deck, what it is now, to what it's going to be, or if they use the 6000U, would be something more along the lines of 20 to 30% bump. So not too bad, but still could be better. I don't like the iteration cycle of 20 to 30. What I will say is I do hope they come out with something in between Steam Deck 1 and Steam Deck 2. Like I've said, I want a USB 4. I want dock mode, and I want to be able to dock my Steam Deck into an eGPU enclosure or along the lines of an eGPU enclosure to really bump up that performance. It would be my main gaming device most likely, especially if they can up the CPU cores to a 6 core instead of the 4 core, where then you're going to just most games for like a boost. Let's say they disable those 2 cores. I don't know if there's a lot of stuff that would have to go into all this, but disable the 2 cores and then enable them when it is in docked mode would be awesome. Architecturally, it would probably require more work, but there's something to be said that the Steam Deck is almost a perfect gaming device. Even in docked mode, it's not bad. But let's say that we have an eGPU and then we have 2 additional cores we can turn on when there's additional power supplied to the deck. You could see huge I'm talking triple performance increases. So instead of running Doom at like let's not use Doom. Doom runs so good anyways. Let's say we have Cyberpunk where it runs. I wouldn't say it's an amazing game on the deck. I say it's pretty good. It runs at 30 frames per second, maybe sometimes 40. You plug it in, and that's I don't even think that's at native resolution of the 1280 by 800. Let's say it's a little lower, but then you plug it into a 4K TV, it's running at, let's say, 1400, so like a 2K resolution, along with everything set to medium or high, maybe even high, honestly, with a 3080 or 4080. There's a bandwidth issues, so this is all hypothetical, so don't worry about this. Let's not you might be even better with a 4070 if or 3070. Um and I'll get to you guys here in a second, Kat and everyone, and say hi. Uh, I think honestly, I w- I would probably still need my main PC, but I'd game on my TV upstairs with my kids even more if I could get an eGPU with a 3070 or 3080 in it, along with those 2 extra cores. Because, like I said, and I didn't finish my thought, Cyber yeah, I'm interrupting myself, so don't worry. The 3070 or 3080, let's just say, with Cyberpunk 2077, we would be getting like 40, 50, maybe 50 frames per second. We'd be getting much better experience inside of Cyberpunk at a 2K as opposed to what we're getting now, which is not it's doable. But the like the performance we could get if they just worked on this one little thing, and I really do want to make that video and and send it to Valve of just like, and it's not like they know more than me, obviously, but it's like, what if we could do this? What if we could get a CPU or just get 6 cores? I know it's going to eat up power, but it would be very nice for. I can just say from the 6000U, from the experience of playing games and using the applications on the 6000U as opposed to my Steam Deck, the 6000U on the GBD WinMax 2 is awesome. So yeah. Oh, and I have a video coming out tomorrow on the ray tracing of Doom Eternal. It's like a 4 or 5 minute video. It's not very long, and I know I'm a little late on it, but I gotta say, it looks really good. And it goes to show how good Doom Eternal looks. And that's probably another reasons why they're like, yeah, we don't need to do another Steam Deck for a while because I mean, we got ray tracing to work on Doom Eternal, which is amazing. Don't expect that to be on most games, if any other game. Doom Eternal is a very special exception to this whole thing because Doom Eternal is amazingly optimized. It looks great. I mean, look at when you see the video footage tomorrow. I think you'll be a little shocked at the way Doom Eternal looks if you haven't played it yet. It's maybe we also should do we should do a poll or a vote or something like that. Um, I'm getting a little distracted. on the most beautiful game on the deck. I'm really curious about that because there are a lot of contenders for that, but Doom Eternal might be it because I've never seen a game look so good on a small device. Heck, the Switch can play Doom Eternal. So, um, now be excited for that. If I can get, and speaking of, I need to get that starting to upload so that peeps can so if you are a member, if you have not thought about becoming a member of of I'm going back between Deck Revealed and James and not James Revealed, don't worry, and Games Revealed, um you'll get early access to videos. I have membership only videos. Like today, we just had the membership video land for unboxing the Dead Space collection. It's going to be a little bit more personal videos. So if you like the more personal side of me interacting and being a little bit more personable in the sense of not just being so serious, you can go and become a member and get those videos. I do react videos to like stupid Steam Deck reviews and other. I'll probably be doing some more additional react videos to stupid stuff, which is honestly fun. I just don't want it to be too toxic, so I'm a little careful on those, and I don't want to. Yeah, we'll get back into the news here in a second. Um, just give me a second to upload this. But yeah, there's like going crazy here. Um, sorry. So there we go. So yeah, to get back into it, I need to find the Melon app so I can chat with you guys. Um, become a member. It helps. It helps a lot. Also, memberships includes pro account access for the Deck Revealed project. That being said, it's going to come with a little bit of limitations, but you'll be getting a pro account. I am in the middle of implementing, hopefully, a syncing system that will make it so that you just automatically get it as long as you use the same email / username or redeem it in such a way. Let's get into chat. Welcome, Caitlin. Yeah. How's it going? Cat, Chad, Cat, Bebe. Um, Loris, that's sad. Last surviving member of Leonard Skinner, the original lineup, has died on the 5th. Ugh. Um, Viesta, what did I miss? You missed nothing. I know I'm horrible at planning these things. Sometimes. To be honest, I pushed it off like, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? I need to make a thumbnail for it. And I didn't make a thumbnail for it. And then now we're here. Uh, yes. LoJack is still waiting on the James Revealed calendar. So is Loris is I don't think you're waiting for it. You're just laughing your ass off. Oh yeah, and Viesta, congratulations, Viesta. His kill switch finally processed and is getting shipped out. It's I think that batch was just held up by bad shipping. Sometimes that just happens. Um, yes, Doom Eternal. I agree. I agree with everyone that likes Doom Eternal, and if you don't, that's fine. You're awesome too. Just know that you're missing out on a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I just did Wolf. The problem is I just didn't know exactly like what we'd put into the thumbnail. You can create it now if you want. So now that you have the title. Okay. In fact, you can create this thumbnail and you can create the thumbnail for the Doom Eternal one. And I can give you stuff for that. But we'll do that in between the this and streaming on Twitch. So let's move on to Starfield. Let's watch a little bit of Starfield. And then and speculate how this will run on the Steam Deck. And now I am trying to, so this is still going to be a Steam Deck, not I shouldn't say specific, but this is still going to be a greatly Steam Deck PC gaming hardware slash PC games. Just essentially, if it's PC gaming, that's what this channel is going to be about. Or we'll maybe dive into some consoles stuff. We'll dive into some game specifics, some hardware specifics, and a lot of Steam Deck. So don't worry. Like there's still a lot of Steam Deck coming down the road, but we got to enjoy the games along.
This is Constellation Star Station LO868. Welcome aboard. The eye is showing signs over another one of those big anomalies. Maybe you catch a smile and uncover the source of it all.
September 11th. No, it's oh 06. That would be awkward if it was September 11th. Um, yeah, I'm excited for that. Oh, they even have a little chatty chat by
you when Starfield is coming out this year. You know,
man. I will say this right now. Like between now, like Fallout 76 and now, he is aged. Howard's aged so much.
we have poured ourselves into this game, and even I'm surprised how much we can pour. It is large.
Fallout 76 almost killed him, it looks like.
All the time.
Damn.
Shout out over here to lead producer Tim Lamb. Old school fans, you may remember him from the Oblivion making of video where he's sitting on a similar sofa doing similar things. But also, this June, we're going to bring you into the studio.
Sorry, I gotta see this. We'll get back to it.
At our Starfield Direct.
I love
So much
I love seeing art like these gaming studios. I know that sometimes they have some issues and all that, but
that we still have to show you. The game has
oh, I am uploading. I'm sorry.
from us, but it's also a very unique.
Let me double check that. Okay, it should be done uploading. It was a very small file I uploaded. I apologize for that. Is it better now?
Experience. And again, thank you all for all your excitement about the game, your support, your comments. We really do read it all. And look, we know you've waited a long time to play something new from us. Believe it or not, we're kind of the same. We miss it, and we really just can't wait for you all to play it. So thanks, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, I hope he's doing okay. He's sounding a little rough these days. So, glad. Sorry about that. I uploaded that video. I'm trying to multitask and I'm an idiot for doing it, but it is what it is. So, Starfield. Let's play it again while I talk about it, just so you can see it. I just won't have like it doesn't really need the excuse me. It doesn't need the sound. So we'll put it in the background. So Starfield, it if you look at this, it's like Skyrim. It looks like a Bethesda game. Let's be fair. It looks like a Bethesda game. It's kind of Skyrim in space. A couple of things also remind me of Bungie's shooter. It's on the tip of my tongue. What is it called again? Man, I'm so bad at names sometimes. Um, Sucker for Love. I don't remember. I have it somewhere here, but yeah, Bethesda's shooter. It reminds me of. Yeah, so like I said, Skyrim in space and a Bungie shooter. Man, I'm getting caught up with the name now. Um, I think it's gonna run like if we look at some footage of actual, I mean, this is cutscenes though. This cutscene right here, depending on how high their textures are, you can see definitely they're like this is gonna be one that's gonna chug some systems along depending on how optimized it is. It's probably an open world game, so well, it is an open world game, but no, not Halo. Bungie's new game that they've been working like they've been doing. Bungie hasn't worked on a Halo in like 10 years. Um, Destiny 2. So this reminds me of like a mix between Destiny 2 and Skyrim. 100% full stop. Has a I'm parts of it do look very sci-fi and look very futuristic to where yeah, it's plausible. Destiny 2, it's a fantasy game. I'm not even going to really put into it sci-fi fantasy. It's just fantasy. This though has certain parts where it has that little bit of mysterious alien-esque Destiny, which worries me. Just I like the grittiness of space a little bit more, like Dead Space, where that's 100%. People are gonna say fantasy with the marker and everything else, but I feel like that's more sci-fi than something like Destiny 2. Fantasy in space. Fiesta, bet Steam Deck will run it anyways. I this is one of those games that Valve is gonna make sure as much as possible that it runs on the Steam Deck. I bet you also because they're gonna want to play it. I bet you their list of games that they want to play is based off of it also helps with what works on like Doom Eternal ray tracing. You know they're like, what if we can get ray tracing to work on Doom Eternal? Well, let's do that. And maybe they're also looking to see just how Doom or ray tracing will work on the deck. I mean, it's a little silly, but Doom Eternal doesn't look bad. It does not look bad. This, on the other hand, looks amazing, and my concerns still are I think we're going to be lucky this year. I think 2023, I think games are going to look good on the Steam Deck. I think once we get into 2024, I do think games are going to start to struggle much more. I think we're going to get like we're already getting some AAA games that just don't run great on the deck. Most actually I've been surprised this year do run okay. We're going to get closer to the end of the year. We're going to get into next year, and I have a feeling that the deck is going to start showing its age, even though it's not going to be that old. Just how the PC world kind of works doesn't mean that invalidates the device. There's still tens of thousands of games that will work for the deck, as opposed to what other handheld gaming system really. And so this is definitely one that I'm going to put on the probably will work. I'm not going to guarantee it, but probably will work. I want to see some more stuff coming into it. The open worldness and with how good it looks is going to hurt it though. Open world games tend to chug this deck a little bit. So we'll see how that works. As for let's see here. Oh, is this just a video? Yeah, that is what it is. As far as Starfield, we'll see. This is a funny news article. This is a funny one, and I'll get into some chats here in a second. After Stadia, Google unveils Google Cloud for live game strategy. Google Cloud is unveiling its new game strategy dubbed Google Cloud for Live Games. It means it will use its global infrastructure to enable game companies to become more agile. And it recognizes that despite the failure of Google's own Stadia Cloud gaming service, and the reason I'm going to get to this in a second, service, the cloud is critical to the operation of all modern game companies, including live services, games from Fortnite to Warzone. So they're taking their cut and some of the tech that they made a little bit, not really a whole lot, from Stadia and creating a game, Google Cloud for live games. This will be interesting. AWS, aka Amazon, already has services like this. Epic Games have services like this. We'll see how this rolls out and if they're going to roll in. And the reason I say that, I'm curious. I would love. Let's see if you recognize the name. Okay, yeah. I'd love to see the Stadia technology and servers get repurposed. And the reason I say that is because Xbox Cloud Gaming, where you can game in the cloud, is awesome. Let's be fair. I thought Stadia was awesome. I think if they would have held out for another 5 years, I think it would have been really worth it. That being said, if they could repurpose those to where people could then allot a box to run their games and all that, maybe it would be worth it. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff they could have done into a service arena that would have been interesting. That could have played well for the Steam Deck with some innovative games and services, but this is still interesting. I don't know if any of you guys care about this as much, but I find additional services because AWS, I'm not a big fan of AWS. Then we got I can't remember if Microsoft released theirs or not, and then we got Epic Games. Unity kind of has something that's for live services, so it's nice to have a competitor come into this and hopefully lower the price for all these things because it can be a little expensive doing all this. Okay, that's stupid. Okay. Let's stop looking at this stuff for a second. Let's go into chat. Do you guys have any questions for me related to Steam Deck, related to anything that we need to chat about, any news articles we need to cover? We do have what else did I name this this live stream? Um there was no, I think we covered it. Yeah, we did. Okay. Let's Leanne, any thoughts on the performance of Jedi Survivor? I've seen a lot of opinions saying it won't run on Steam. On the Steam Deck, Leanne? So, Star Wars Survivor, which has been delayed until April 28th. Sorry. I know so the first one of this series runs decently enough on the deck from my understanding, depending on if the launcher kills it or not. There's been multiple times where this hasn't run or not. But I do think the chances of this running is going to be I think if they're using the same engine and it's just somewhat of a graphical upgrade, which I don't know what engine they're using as opposed to the original, like in comparison, I would assume this would run. It really comes down to optimizations on the developer side and if they increased how much they increased their Unreal Engine 4. I think they're still using the same engine that they did in the original. Unreal Engine 5 is already out. There was no reason if they were starting from scratch to not use Unreal Engine 5 as opposed to 4. It's just a better engine. And it's not a huge upgrade. It's really not a big upgrade between the two. I'm gonna go on as long as you're getting the first one running, the Fallen Order that is right here, which I believe. Let's see here. It doesn't say what engine it is, but as long as it's the same, and I know that's not all that matters, but engines do matter. Yeah, Unreal Engine 4, it really does show, make me think that this is. Oh, sorry. Let me bring this up. I apologize. This really does make me think that the Jedi Survivor is going to work on the Steam Deck just as well, if not, it could be a little worse depending on optimizations than Fallen Order. So that's my assumption on the whole thing. We'll wait. Me and a bunch of the Steam Deck community are going to be doing content on it. So unless you pre-order it, you're going to be safe to know that like whether or not it will play on the Steam Deck by the time it comes out. LoJack, 20 days for Loris. Can't wait for The Last of Us. I can't wait for The Last of Us either, including the last episode that's coming out this Sunday, and then also the game coming out very soon. Let's see. Last of Us PC. It is coming out September. March 28th, yeah. So We have 20 days left, like LoJack said. LoJack's counting it down. Um, Loris, I bet it will have trouble on launch, but after a few weeks, it will be butter. Are you talking about the Jedi Survivor? There's a good chance. Both that, The Last of Us, I bet you it works day one. I can almost bet you that one will work day one and run like butter. If it has to be on the low settings, on the low settings. That's one of those games where the Last of Us series has always been a very optimized and well running series. Bisexual Blurred. The only thing I liked about Stadia was the YouTube integration concept that they talked about when it first came out. Yes. Did you like? I'm assuming you played Stadia. I played Stadia. It was honestly pretty awesome. The biggest problem is I like to own my games. Yes, in Steam World, do I technically own the digital copy? That's a gray area, but I definitely do prefer to own my games. Like I don't like knowing that it's like streaming is a little different. Like streaming movies, shows, even with those, some of those shows where I'm like, I can't find where to buy certain shows I like. I'm like, I don't want to know that I cannot buy this or watch this. Let's say, really, it comes down to watch this in a year. If it gets taken off the service, I don't want to go buy another service to go watch a show that I really like. I'd rather like there's a couple of shows out there I will watch multiple times over. Silicon Valley is one of them, The Office, Parks and Rec. There's a bunch of different shows that I'm guaranteed to watch over and over again. I will buy those. Games are very similar for me. I don't like and that's one of the reasons I love the Xbox gaming service. Like um the whole services that they offer is awesome. I sometimes find myself just buying the game anyway to play because yeah. Now, in Stadia, you do have to buy the games, but the problem is you're all determined you're all it's all determined on this one service. It's not as portable. It's kind of weird. I get it, but Stadia proved they essentially proved to us why we don't like cloud gaming services sometimes, especially if it's purchasable, meaning Xbox cloud gaming is very different. It's just you get a set of it's like Netflix, but for cloud gaming. Stadia was you had a little bit of that, but mostly you had to buy the games. It proved itself why we don't like that model because if you close down the service, it's gone. Yes, they gave refunds and all that, but your expectations over there that hey, I could be playing this game for a while. My saves are here, everything's here, and then you just kind of screwed me over. So yeah. Um Karar. Will Resident Evil 4, the new one, can it play on the Steam Deck? If it's guaranteed it's using the let's just Resident Evil remake. It does look really good and looks like the re-engine got an upgrade. But I'm pretty sure it's using Infamous Rain will be fixed on day one. Okay. Um I'm so excited for this game, guys. But yeah, it's coming out March 24th. Oh my god. LoJack, I'm gonna be pounding through this game for 4 days on Twitch probably at the end of the month, as long as bills are paid, to get through it so that we can get The Last of Us. It's using the re-engine, and so there's a good chance that this will run just like so. Let's see, 6 years after the events of it. Yeah, so Resident Evil 2 runs well on the Steam Deck, at least the last I checked. Resident Evil 3 runs well on the Steam Deck. Honestly, those games would be really fun to play on the Steam Deck. I need to finish fixing my Steam Deck or get a new Steam Deck or figure something out with that. But and look, Resident Evil it works on PlayStation 4. The re-engine is actually a fairly optimized engine. Resident Evil 2 runs on Steam Deck. It's pretty safe to say that this will be playable on the Steam Deck. That being said, there's always the exception that they upgraded the engine somehow and made it so that hey, there's something that might need to be fixed by Valve and on the Proton side. So we'll see. I'm fairly confident. This is out of The Last of Us is probably my top most confident game that I think will run on the deck, followed by Resident Evil 4 for the next few games that are coming out. Like I my confidently confident my confidence level is probably at like a 8 out of 10, being few maybe exceptions, but I do think it's going to run at the bare minimum. Yeah, I kind of figured, Loris, and thank you for answering that. Um, Mike, exactly. I stated the same thing on my stream. I'm glad we share the same perspective. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. How's it going, Mike? What was your stream on? Was it some good old Steam Deck gaming fun? Um, any other questions? Anything you want to chat about? We can start going to the deck rebuild stuff and then wind down for the day. This might be a shorter stream. That's fine. Last week was really long, and then we can get into playing some games and preparing for these games coming up. Um, as far as any more, so I tend to cover a certain set of games. Mike, show on DECN Live. Deck in Life. Oh, Deck in Life. Okay, okay. Show on Deck in Life. Okay. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Yeah, so it took me a second to get that. I'll throw that up on screen so people can see. Um, so I'm looking into installing Deck Show is called on Deck Live. Sorry. Okay. No, you're good. You talking about Deck Revealed? Ah, I'll let you correct that if you need to. So, as far as the Deck Revealed project, I am. If you're curious about the Deck Revealed project, if you have not yet, make sure to subscribe. You go to deckrevealed.com. You can go to subscribe. I have paid, but you don't have to. You don't have to do yearly. You can do monthly. I have trial periods that you can go with. Right now, most of the pro features are not done. And I do have some behind the scenes footage I'm in the middle of making to it's not going to be anything too fancy, but I'm essentially going to explain kind of what I'm doing with the development process and everything like that. A lot of these like a lot of the stuff is yeah, like the themes, I'm actually kind of in the middle of making the themes. This is just like an upgrade, like update on like pro and early, and this is going to get reworked to pro plus with early access. Put it down here. I'm reworking these a little bit. I'm going to do some voting in Patreon and here. I don't want to take away things. I just want to improve uh, stuff. The biggest thing is that this helps the project continue on. I want to give you as much as I can along with it, but at the end of the day, if you can support the project, it makes it so that I can continually work on this much long. Like I put as much time as I can into it right now, but knowing that some of my bills are taken care of during this makes it so much easier for me to focus on it when I'm not just scrambling to scrape together some money for bills. And this is not a begging portion or anything like that. Do what you need to. If you need the free version, that's all you can do. Awesome. Almost all the features are available, with a few exceptions to features that are a little heavier on the data processing or data side of things. Those are going to be locked behind this because I have to pay. Honestly, even the free account, you're using some like using web services that do cost me money. So once again, don't worry about it. If you can't afford it, though, I'm not putting any blame on anyone for not being able to afford it. I didn't want to put this because at one point I was thinking about just having it so that you could just buy a one-time pass for the app, but because it's cloud-based, it didn't make sense. Like, and some of the features I wanted to implement require me paying monthly subscriptions for storage, and so it just didn't make sense. Um, but who knows? things can meld and change within time. So, deckreveal.com, patreon.com. Patreon.com has a big deck energy, which is a more of a vanity tier that helps me more than anything. But also, you'll get an extra big deck energy theme that's going to be coming in the app soon. I'm working on that type of stuff kind of right now. As far as subscribing here, you're going to get updates. So I'm going to try to update more often. I'm not going to do like if I did an email for every update I did, you would have gotten like 4 emails over the past day. What I am going to do is consolidate updates into emails that are a little bit like maybe every week or two, maybe every few days. It just depends on the importance. You're going to get that, and then also guides are going to be coming into here. So guides on how to use the app, but also guides on how to, let's say, I want to play my PlayStation on my Steam Deck. The guide's going to be included in here, most likely a video attached to it, and then also it will relate to the app. That's one of the reasons I stopped doing guides because I wanted to get the Deck Rebuild app going, get stuff in there so that I can use that as a guiding like rod, like essentially a walking path, uh, a walking trail, or what are those? Okay, well, I'm getting caught up on that word, but essentially, just it's a guide. It's a guide, and so I really wanted to make sure people knew how to do things and not to get too caught up in all the different steps that happens. I wanted to consolidate those steps down into, okay, you need to go to the app, do this thing. With the Chiaki app, you do need to do an extra step, which I'm going to try to include as much of that into the app. And then, so there'll be probably one extra step as opposed to leaving the app completely and doing some other stuff to get it to work. So it's a work in progress. As far as as far as future plans, you can find them in the app project, which is I'm probably going to change this URL soon, but Games Revealed, Deck Revealed app project. Um, and you'll see I'll be updating this on and off over the next few months as we continue. And I will try to start to um, like completed features. So you'll see what's completed, what's not. You'll see what's planned. And this is still up for planning. Emulation is actually what I'm going to. So I need to wrap up a couple things with Pro, some bug fixes that I'm getting into emulation. And emulation, like this whole thing is going to, for the most, like EmuDeck won't be a preview, but emulators, when I start integrating emulators fully into it, which might not having it happen in this integration, what will happen is backups. So your save manager, your ROM manager will have some additional pieces that are going to be nice to go along with this. Those are only Pro and Pro Plus. Don't expect those features to be like flushed out fully for another 2 weeks though. So if you're a paid pro user, I apologize, but those features won't be ready for another little bit. Um, they're not going to be, and they're going to roll out as preview too. And previews starting out are only Pro Plus, then they go to Pro. Pro Plus only for like a week or something like that. As long as everything that I dream of or say comes to fruition, who knows? I'll get back to chat here in a little bit. Game launchers. I do plan on making it so that you can install the Heroic Game Launcher, launch it from there if you want. And then also, so that's going to be Game Launcher starting out first, is that type of thing. Then I do plan on integrating Epic Games and some of these other systems into it, including Battle.net. I really do want to get Battle.net integrated, at least in a minor way. Of you can launch it, install it, get it to work. It's going to require some extra steps I'm not quite ready for. Probably some prerequisites to some Proton stuff that I need to integrate directly into there. I have Proton up in the app, but I actually want to have a Proton manager built directly into the Deck Rebuild app so that I can manage Epic Games, Battle.net, anything. Honestly, like this is what I'm really excited for because then I can essentially consolidate all your games into one place and then auto sync them to Steam if you want them to be auto synced. So a lot of really cool stuff that I know is very possible in the near future as long as I get some bugs resolved, get things kind of in a solid place with the beta. We probably will be exiting beta once we start getting into the game launcher stuff, which then this will become previews, which is like a beta esque. Um, and so a lot of launcher stuff will be free, but the preview, meaning the people that get to use it first while it's under development, are going to be pro plus. Game profile, graphics profiles. This is what iffy one, which I don't know if I see that many people shout out if they want this or not. I want this. Um, and so this, if there's anything on the chopping block on this list, which I'm not saying it's going to get axed or anything. So if you're excited for it, shout out. Always shout out what you're excited for. So I get a good gauge of what people want. This is one I really want. I want to go get the I just want to be able to play the game optimized. So I get Cyberpunk 2077. I don't want to have to screw around. I know they have a Steam Deck option, but I'm like, okay, well, I want it to be as good looking as possible or as performant as possible and not think about it and just have it auto set the settings for me. That's what this is going to be. About it'd be an only pro feature as this is a very time consuming one and potentially would require hiring someone or myself. Mod manager, or community based. Like if we want to open it up and do it community based, my worry about community based version of game graphic profiles is that you're going to get inconsistencies. If you have one or two, maybe three people creating these that are paid to do it, um, then your consistency level is going to go down to only a consistency between, difference between two or three people as opposed to a huge amount of what people think is a performance or a balance. And maybe a rating system could help with that. So yeah, we'll see. Mod manager is also one that I'm looking into. I know I talked about this stuff last week, but I've previewed this already. I think this is going to be a really awesome one. This one could even branch out and be its own application, maybe, and then be integrated into the Deck Rebuild app. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot, and I even have a bigger wish list than this, because there's so many cool things I could potentially do. Okay, let's get into chat a little bit. We can get back into this, and I can explain a couple more things to Deck Rebuild. And if you have questions on Deck Rebuild, I'm more than happy to ask. Maybe that's what this should have been called. Yeah, we'll do the next. Maybe next week's stream will be just Q&A with Deck Rebuild. What questions do you have and all that? You can still ask them here though. Necrosphere, welcome. Windy Watch. Does shader cache matter? Yes, it does. You do need it for games to make them run much better. It can cause a little bit of hiccup, especially if the game's not been played much during the shader caching period. But when you uninstall a game, the shader cache, I believe, still remains. So if you use the shader cache mover or killer, the mover will let you move it between drives so that it doesn't eat up all the space on that drive. In the utils on the Deck Rebuild app, the killer will let you go through and select cache that you can kill. If you have that game still and you still plan on playing it, do not kill the cache. I need to add some additional guides, some descriptions to some of the utilities to help people. If I want this to be like a guide killer, I'm going to have to be a little bit descriptive on when you use these applications and these utilities. So Mike, yes, I want to install Deck Rebuild. What can I gain if I don't want to boot Windows and stay on Linux? What can you gain? You don't. So Deck Rebuild is not a Windows application yet. It is a Linux, a SteamOS application. So you can go to downloads right here. So deckrebuild.com/downloads. I will throw that into chat right here. It's going to be shoving it out there. Okay. And so you'll be able to download it. It's just this top one, SteamOS. There's going to be a Windows version, but you won't get a lot of the utilities and niceties of manipulating certain things like shader cache and all that inside of the Windows version. The Windows version is coming though. It will come and be for managing emulators and some additional pieces. So it's just not a priority at this moment. Andre, isn't it past your bedtime? Welcome, 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 Andre. The double, the doubler. How's it going, man? Yo, yo, yo. Uh, yes. So, Mike, I do have a Games Revealed server you can join and message me there. I I might even make a content creator section there to where content creators can ask questions. I am also you can find me at th3brink something 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 on Discord. You can find me on Discord though. It's my Half-Life like HEV has suit avatar. So if you have questions and whatnot there. A great place though too is though on the Games Revealed server, Discord server. Um. Oh, Andre, you can't sleep. Well, you know what? You chose the next best thing you can do. I don't think of I. This isn't better than sleep. I can say that for sure. I love sleep. I also have kids. Yes, Necrosphere. There's already yeah, they were really proactive on it. They really want to grow their YouTube channel really fast. So he got a video out before me and he was talking with me the whole time. I was fine with it. I told him to wait a little bit and that he could even do some news and stuff. Technically, I mean, I was the first one with my live stream to announce stuff, but yeah, some people are really, really want to get on top of news. So yeah. I'm horrible, horrible friend to the other content creators, Steam Deck content creators. I need to get them. I mean, I've given them some of them copies. I think they've gotten caught up in projects and not wanted to touch it. Mike, have you thought about trying to integrate FightCAD? That would be awesome. I have not, and I'm not even quite sure what FightCAD is. I might, who knows? Okay. Interesting. The best way to play retro games online. Interesting. Love it. Okay, I'll look into that. I'll have a feature request area sometime soon too. Um, that is really cool. If it's a flat pack, I can make it so that you can at least be aware of it and install it. One of my things for this next week or two is adding a lot more applications that are just like that pair really well with the Steam Deck. This would be one of them. And explaining the parodies of certain applications with these. So I'll look into this and really see. That's a great shout out, Mike. Zavera, I have a Steam Deck, but it confuses me. What does it confuse you with? Your work bought it for you, dude. That's awesome. What are you looking to play on it? Like it shouldn't be too difficult, but it's not. It is what it is. Just let me know what you're having issues with. If it's doing anything outside of installing games, then yeah, they can be a little difficult. Bisexual Blurred, really excited for the mod manager. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one too. In reality, that one's gonna be really easy starting out, and it's gonna get really hard depending on which game. So it will honestly, who knows? Maybe it will come down to I find a really easy common pattern between a few games, and then be like, okay, well, this actually wasn't that difficult. I'm really curious to see on that, and also how I can get it to work with current mod managers already that have a little bit of a monopoly in the system. Loris, I just want to say thanks, man. Appreciate the hard work. I've put a lot of work and a little bit of detriment to this YouTube channel into it. I'm just really trying to get back into making videos and stuff like that. Because I really it needs to be done to help save the channel. Thank you, Necrosphere. Yes, I'm really like honestly really excited for it. It's a fun project, and one day I'll get back into making my video game. If you have been following me for a while, I'm also making a video game. I stopped making it. I put it like on pause last year. Um, but because I just working on games revealed, and then I started working on this. I'm hoping that the deck revealed gets big enough to where people support it really well, and then between this and games revealed, I can start working on my game again. So it's a prerequisite to another game I want to make that will require a bigger budget, but this one won't require a team bigger than one if it has to be, and it shouldn't take more than a year to develop. So with the concepts that I've come up with, so it means it's probably going to come out in 2 years. Zvera, you've been playing Dead Space on the deck. I love playing Dead Space on the deck. Siddhanth, Resident Evil 4 remake is coming out in 2 weeks. Do you think it will run well on the deck, considering the fact that the system requirements are very similar to Resident Evil Village? Oh, that's true. It's a game that's more similar to Resident Evil 2 as opposed, when it comes to the way it plays. And Resident Evil Village runs really well on the deck. I didn't even think about that. I did answer this already, so I know you're joining a little late, it sounds like. But I will say that uh, Resident Evil 4, I'm pretty sure Resident Evil 4 is the remake, especially because the requirements, it's the same engine as Resident Evil Village. Well, most of the Resident Evils pretty much these days. Yes, I do think it's going to run fine. Last of Us and those two games, I think, are going to run great on the deck. Zvera, the deck revealed app makes it easier to navigate the Steam Deck. It does not. I know I threw it out there. It was not in relation to your comment per se. If you're having problems navigating the Steam Deck as is, like navigating, finding games, playing games, it's not going to help you. Now, if you want to do extensibility things where you want to run emulators on the deck, you want to do some other stuff, this will help. It's not a full solution yet. One day soon, I'm hoping that we'll see. MU deck is awesome, but it still has a little bit of stuff it needs to improve along the way. I'm hoping to either improve that through just additional guides built into the app or just making it a little different. Yeah. The brink is my username. Don't wear it out. Necrosphere, I'm still waiting for my 2 terabyte SSD and Atomic Purple backplate. I'm installing deck revealed when I get that installed in my deck. That's a great idea. I agree with this message. I still need to finish installing No, I have MU deck installed on my deck, but I installed it but it is a 2 terabyte, so I installed it on the main drive, not on my SD card. So I don't know if I like that or not, but it is what it is. Sounds good, Mike. Necrosphere, it's awesome. Nevertheless, the deck community is amazing. I agree with that. I will put a little preface, like it gets a little toxic in some areas, but I'm glad that the community that we're building here is a lot less toxic. I just don't like, and we can all be, and I will say this is not meant to be like at any one person. I include myself in this. We can all be a little bit of an asshole at times where we don't understand or we are a little judgmental, whatever it is. Just us as humans can be like that. But you can definitely tell there's people just out there to one up, to do whatever, to be the goat or top G kind of thing. F them. Like I don't need toxicity in my life. I just, life's hard enough as it is. Dragging people down they can just screw it themselves. But everyone that I interact here, everyone that I like, most people I interact with, has been awesome. It's when I go over to the Steam Deck Discord or Reddit, sometimes that changes a little bit. Once again, there's still an amazing amount of Steam Deck community members that are awesome. So take what I said with a grain of salt, I guess. Bisexual Blurred, will it be possible to start deck revealed on boot? Okay, so I've thought about this. There's 2 ways I can do this. So the way the current Steam OS is, it's like When they say they boot into it, what I think is essentially happening is that um, it's a much lighter version of KDE, or it probably honestly it probably is KDE since I'm using some of the system some of the libraries from KDE inside of Games Revealed, Deck Revealed. Um, it There's a chance that I could either put a service in that will auto launch it. So once SteamOS and the Steam client comes up, then I can make it so that it auto launches the Deck Revealed app. I Now, if I ever go that route, it will be optional, meaning it's not going to be the default. It will ask you. I will also want to know that people want that. I mean, I kind of want that. It will also need to be a better experience than what currently is Steam OS is. Until I can integrate some of the services that Steam OS has, I'm not going to create something like that, or at least have a better experience of navigating your games and all that. But it's definitely a possibility. Fiesta, wish my work bought stuff for me. I do too. Nice thing about reviewing things is sometimes I get free stuff. But because I haven't been creating as much content, I haven't been getting reached out to as much right now. And so yeah. Watching my videos does help, and commenting like one way you can help me with all that is commenting on videos, liking. If you haven't not yet, hit that like button on this live stream. It helps a ton with reach. And grow the channel. That's a huge thing because that will also help me get sponsorships to pay for things so I don't have to rely on money from Deck Reveal Project as much. Um, that is nice, Fiesta. Andre, I would be confused too if my work bought me something like the Steam Deck. Oh man, I know. Sorry about my typing right now, working and eating, watching and asking you questions all at the same time. Thanks. No problem, Mike. You're awesome. Uh Hey, I wish I could be eating right now. No, not really. I made a Szechuan steak and or just to just so that we don't get it too much into this into the next stream. I made a Szechuan steak and fried rice bowl. It was really good actually. I the um steak in Szechuan sauce and then seared it, and it's really good. Um we always talk about food. Also, normal everyday people seem to know what a Steam Deck is since every time I have it out, everybody asks if it's a Steam Deck or not. I mean, they obviously don't know if it's a Steam Deck well enough if they're asking. The Steam Deck's pretty obvious, like what there's nothing else like it. But it is making more and more mainstream. If Valve could get them into stores, I think we could start seeing ourselves a competitor with the Switch. Brian, some people need to step back and take a large breath while remembering that we're talking about games here. Honestly, most of the attitudes. So I'm assuming this is in relations to like the community. That those types of attitudes aren't really worth being in anywhere. I could see maybe some of your rights or something. Maybe you could get a little if you're talking about political rights, maybe you could get a little bit more angry about certain things. But no matter what in your life, like hobbies, what it is, games are a serious thing for some people. Doesn't mean you have to be an asshole. And this is that once again, I'm agreeing with you, Brian. So just expounding on that. See, I some games are meant to be taken seriously though. But it also, like with everything else in life, doesn't mean you have to be an a-hole about it, right? So once again, I'm just agreeing. I'm just expounding on my opinion on the seriousness though. Except for, well, I do disagree with the serious. I do think some games are serious, games aren't. Fiesta, I know you dive into that thing so often. The reason I know about some of the things that happen in the Steam Deck Discord is because of Fiesta. Just a shout out to Fiesta. Thank you. Because some of the stuff that happens there is a shit show. Um, thank you, Wolf. um, yeah, okay, everyone praising me. No need to praise me. I'm here. Okay, Wolf. We always talk about food in your streams. I know. Should have saved it for the Twitch stream. I just offended everyone. They left. They didn't like hearing steak, Szechuan steak. By the way, I get steak from my dad that has a beef cattle, so I get free beef. Um, yes, yes. Thanks MGK for sharing the fight CAD information. Fiesta should have seen when someone posted very disgusting NSFW in the Steam Deck Discord. Yeah, that type of stuff happens. That's why we've locked down on a lot. We might need to lock it down more, Wolf. I think, but I'm pretty sure we've locked down posting stuff in ours to certain roles. Yeah. So, Andre, free beef. Now that's the life. Yeah, I saw your comment too about the what was it? The little house, what is it? Little Shop of Horrors, and you be in the plant. Yeah, I can see that, Andre. um, yeah, it's a little bit tougher. It's healthier beef though. It's not fully grain fed. It's a little bit of grain fed at the end, but it's grass fed, um, all natural, roaming the deserty, grassy areas of Utah, of the irradiated testing sites, glowing cows. No, but really, like, I don't think there's any radiation in those areas. But still, necrosphere. Any chance of free pork too? No, we tried raising. My dad tried raising pigs. I was there too. Like I grew up working with cows and all that. We tried raising pigs. It was not very fun, so we have not done it much since. Plus, to be fair, pork, I hate to say this, I'm gonna get some flack. It goes for me, chicken, beef, then pork. Preface: chicken, salmon, aka and also fish. I just use a lot of salmon because it's really healthy, makes me feel good. Beef, pork. Pork is at the bottom. I do like a good pork cutlet bowl. I do like a good pork. I like bacon, but it's not my favorite. But chicken, if you get, oh man, if you're going unhealthy, chicken, fried chicken's so good. Love it. But this is, yeah, I ate like an hour and a half ago and I'm already hungry. Okay, so Andre, wife is from Argentina. Meat is ingrained in their blood. Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of us are like, meat's a pretty big deal, but yeah. I do like meat. I just also have to watch my cholesterol a little bit. Let's get into full face. I think we're pretty much going to be wrapping it up at this point. We'll do a Q&A on Deck Revealed next week. And yeah, we'll have some fun answering questions. Make sure to bring some questions. We'll go over the app and hopefully have a lot of stuff done by then. No worries, Wolf. I have no order. They all fall on the same line, but damn, I love fried chicken and pork. I like fried chicken. I'm going to say it right now. Or chicken, period. It's a leaner meat. I use chicken breast, but I mean, you get some buttered chicken with chicken thighs. Nothing quite better than that. And I'm so sorry. We started a whole thing of like, what are everyone rating systems? Oh, bisexual blurred. Beef, fish, chicken, pork, turkey. really? I mean, I can understand turkey a little bit. Turkey and chicken are very similar depending on how you cook it and deal with it. But beef, I'm surprised that fish is your second. I know a lot of people don't like fish that much. I actually quite like fish and I like it more and more. Pork, once again, it's not bad. It's just I love ham. I like beef. I honestly, beef and pork are very similar. It's just I get free beef. I don't get free pork. Partially is the reason. We have a place here called Cafe Rio, and I do like out of all their meats there, I do get um their barbecue pulled pork. It's sweet, tangy. I don't know if they use it, but like if you do an imitation recipe, you use Coca-Cola in it. It's so good. Wolf, you're about able to try Cafe Rio. Cafe Rio is amazing. Um, and wolf, Polynesians love their meat too. I think most most cultures really like it unless they can't get a hold of it enough, and then they have other things, obviously, right? Yes, join our Discord server if you have not yet. Oh, you're not. Well, if you're not a mutt. Andre, I'm pretty easy. I love food. Yes, we we know, and honestly, I love it. The Game Starfield is going to become a foodie channel if we're not careful. Brink smells like beef. Says it like the little girl that says I smell like beef. I don't. What? I've never said that. This is slander. Oh, geez, necrosphere. I'm the most mutt of all mutts. I don't like putting mutt into this type of realm because I don't consider humans mutts. But I'm black, white, Irish. I don't. I don't see a difference between white and Irish. I know that there was some discrimination and stuff like that in the past. Sorry. And Cherokee Native American. Yeah, that's you're the definition of the melting pot of the of. Are you even in America? You're in America, right? Necrosphere. You might be in Canada. Um, Jesus, Jesus. The best food is the one which is served on a bigger plate. Now, is that more food because is that because there's more food on the plate or because the food won't spill off the plate? I could see either way going the right. Going, yeah. I'm a. I don't know what you're talking about, Wolf. You said something. Okay. So before this gets any more silly, make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar if you have not done that yet. Liking this really does help, and it helps further the. Even if we're ending, make sure to like. It helps further the stream out into the ether so people can watch it. Also, we're going to be moving on over to Twitch like we've been doing for the past little bit. I'm going to start the stream up over there. You guys can go over there, start chatting, asking, doing whatever you want over there. I'm going to take a 5-minute break, but I'm going to start the stream up and then we're going to play some. We're probably going to play some Atomic Heart. Even though I kind of want to play an online game, let's get through Atomic Heart. So we're going to play some of that and see how silly that is. Necrosphere, yeah, I'm in Missouri, and yes, my grandma was Irish. Nice. Pink Microwave. Unfortunately, yes, we are just ending, but we're going to be heading on over to twitch.com if you want to join us there, like always. So no worries there. Necrosphere, I've also checked. Maybe we can chat about ancestry and all that, and then in the Twitch side of things if you go on over there. So I'll see you guys over at Twitch. This has been a great stream. Got a little off topic at the end, but that's okay. That's how this kind of goes. Shinta, hey, can you add EA app to Deck Revealed? You did a great job with that. EA app. I'll try to give it a work. Are you talking about the launcher? If it's the launcher, that might be a little bit. I'm not getting into launcher work yet, but once I get into launcher work, that will happen. An attempt to happen. Okay, see you guys over in another stream. Peace out. Later. And everything else, whatever. Surprise.